Hello students, I am Dr. Himanshu Kanpal, Assistant Professor English, Government MS College for Women, Bikaner. Today we are going to go through the essay of Francis Bacon of Studies, which is included in English Literature syllabus of BA first year, MGS University, Bikaner. First of all, we are going to have a look at the introduction to the author. Francis Bacon was an English philosopher and statesman and a pioneer of modern scientific thought. Bacon was born on 22nd January 1561 in London. He was the son of Sir Nicholas Bacon, keeper of the Great Seal for Elizabeth I. In 1618, he was appointed Lord Chancellor, the most powerful position in England, and in 1621 he became Viscount St. Albans. Shortly afterwards, he was charged by Parliament with accepting bribes, for that which he was imprisoned. He was fined and imprisoned and then banished from court. Although the king later pardoned him, this was the end of Bacon's public life. He retired to his home at Gorhambury in Hertfordshire, where he continued to write. He died in London on 9th April 1626. Bacon's works and his style. The most influential works of Bacon include Novum Organum, New Atlantis, and the Advancement of Learning. About the Bacon style, though elegant, is by no means as simple as it seems or as it is often described. It means it is a fairly complex affair. Bacon's style is not so easy to understand. It is a complex affair that achieves its air of ease and clarity more through its balanced cadences. Cadences means there is a regular rise and fall of sound, especially of human speech, when we go through his works. Use of natural metaphors and carefully arranged symmetries, which means there is an exact correspondence between different words and lines when we go through his essays. Then through the use of plain words, commonplace ideas and straightforward syntax. He never makes use of plain words, commonplace ideas and straightforward syntax. That is why, though at from some point of view his style looks to be simple, but it is a fairly complex affair. Now we are going to start the analysis of Studies. The essay of Studies by Francis Bacon is the first essay in the series of 10 essays published in 1597. Later it was revised in 1612 with the addition of some more sentences and ideas, and in it along with the alteration in some vocabulary term. This essay is regarded as Bacon's masterpiece, enriched with stylized Latin vocabulary. Bacon is fond of using Latin vocabulary in his essays, fresh and new ideas, logical and relevant themes, and wisdom of the world. Here I would like to quote something about Bacon. It is said that Bacon's essays come home to men's business and bosom. It means they are full of worldly wise wisdom. For these reasons, the essay is still popular among the individual of all ages. Adopting a didactic approach. Didactic means that which intends to teach. Moral instruction is motive behind writing the essays. The essay informs the reader about the benefits and uses of studies in one's life. Highlighting the importance of studies, Bacon's essay of Studies illustrates the role of studies play in an individual's daily life. For Bacon, the study is always related to the application of knowledge in practical life, that is, the use of knowledge in day-to-day life. That knowledge is best which could be practically applied on the daily basis. At the beginning of his essay, Bacon described the three main purposes of study. He says that purposes of study including studying for gaining delight. Some people study for gaining delight, for the purposes of delight. Studies, some people study for ornamenting one's life, to make show off, and some people studying in order to improve one's ability. Some people want to acquire knowledge to enhance one's abilities. The author is of the notion that only learned and well-read men can execute plans effectively. It means that those people who acquire knowledge with the help of the studies, they can execute the plans effectively. When they are introduced to the life, they are more practical, they are more full of wisdom to execute the plans effectively, manage their daily affairs with expertise, and lead a healthy and stable life. He further states that reading maketh a full man, conference leads to a ready man, while writing makes an exact man. Here also he illustrates the role of studies play in individuals' daily life, how they are helpful in developing the personality of an individual, where he is able to take important decisions in life, because now through the knowledge he acquired after studying, he can apply them to daily life. While throwing light on the advantages and usefulness of studies, Bacon also put forward some demerits of study, as he thinks that studying for a long period of time may lead to laziness. He also says that he also condemns the act of studying from books solely without learning from nature around. He says that we should learn, nature also makes us study lot of things. We should have a look at the nature and also include it in our daily life, so that it helps us acquire knowledge. So he condemns the act of studying from books solely without learning from nature around. One should also give importance to nature. At one place, Bacon says that some books are only meant to be tasted, others are to be swallowed, and some books are meant to be chewed. Some books are solely read for the sake of pleasure, others to be swallowed. Some books are to be read in parts, and some books they should be read line by line, page by page, because they contain that kind of wisdom which enhances the personality of the reader. The reader must choose wisely before studying any book which increases his knowledge about world around. Francis Bacon at the end of the essay creates a list of different subjects and sort them by their benefits. Here is the list of books and their benefits. Bacon says that history increases wisdom, poetry enhances imagination, mathematics makes a person subtle, philosophy deepens thinking, logic and rhetoric help to content. At the conclusion, he says that a person needs to study the relevant subject as per his choice or requirement. If he wants wisdom, history can help him. If he wants imaginative powers, his concern should be poetry. Similarly, mathematics, philosophy and logic serve their specific purposes. In Bacon's eyes, a person can improve himself as much as he can, he just needs to focus. He actually wants to say that reading is to the mind while exercise is to the body. He says that reading is important for the functioning of the mind. In the same way, exercise is important for the proper functioning of the body. With body, the mind also needs exercise. Therefore, every person needs to do an exercise of the mind. He can do it by studying books. In the last slide, we are going to learn something about the Bacon's style in the essay. Of studies is typically Baconian essay with an astonishing terseness. Terseness means they are brief and concise. There is freshness of illustrations. Illustrations means examples that make something easier to understand. He makes use of illustrations in his essays, which makes his essays easier to understand. Then there is a logical outcome, logical analysis, or we can say formal argument to prove what he says in his essays. Highly Latinized vocabulary, words and phrases. He is fond of using Latinized words and phrases. Worldly wisdom, they are full of worldly wisdom, and Renaissance enlightenment. The author, by means of this essay, stresses the importance of studies in life. He supports the notion that study is an immensely important aspect of life, as he goes on to explain what type of study, books, reading and writing he considered essential, and what type he regards dispensable. So, this is all about Bacon's essay of studies. Thank you. Have a good day.